All right, let's talk about something that so many of us are feeling these days: stress and burnout. We're going to get into what they really are, how you can spot the warning signs, and, most importantly, how you can start finding your way back to feeling like yourself again.
So, let me ask you this. Do you ever have those days, or maybe weeks, where you just feel like you're completely running on empty? Like no amount of coffee is going to fix it. If that sounds familiar, I just want you to know you are definitely not alone.
Okay, so let's dive right in. It's so important to get that this feeling, it isn't just about needing a long weekend or a vacation. It's often a much, much deeper kind of exhaustion that we really need to understand.
And here's the tricky thing about burnout. It doesn't just show up one day out of the blue. Nope, it's more like a slow burn. It kind of creeps in, disguised as just being tired or being in a bad mood. You might start to notice you're a little more snappy than usual, or maybe your performance at work just isn't what it used to be. These are those first quiet whispers.
This brings us to a really crucial point: getting the difference between regular, everyday stress and actual burnout. We tend to use those words interchangeably, but from a clinical standpoint, they're two very different things. So let's clear that up.
So, what is burnout, officially? Well, it's defined as a state of total exhaustion. We're talking emotional, mental, and physical. And the key thing here is the cause. It's not just stress, it's prolonged and excessive stress. It's that feeling of being overwhelmed for a long time where the demands just feel like they're way more than you can handle.
And this chart here just lays it out so clearly. Think of stress, over on the left, as a sprint. It's a natural reaction to pressure, right? You've got a big deadline, you feel the stress, but then the deadline passes and it goes away. Burnout, though, that's a marathon with no finish line in sight. It's this chronic, long-term state of being drained, feeling detached, and just not caring about things you used to be passionate about.
So, the big question is, how do you know if you've crossed that line from just being stressed to being truly burnt out? Learning to recognize these warning signs is, without a doubt, the most important first step you can take. Well, let's really look at these, because they're serious. We're talking about a level of fatigue where even 8 hours of sleep doesn't seem to make a dent. It's that constant irritability, or maybe just wanting to pull away from everyone. It's tossing and turning at night. It's losing interest in your hobbies, your work, things you used to love. Having a hard time focusing. And it even shows up physically with things like headaches or muscle pain. If you're nodding along to this list, it's a sign to start paying attention.
The source material we looked at said it perfectly, and I really want this to sink in. It's so easy to brush this stuff off, right? To just say, oh, I'm just working too hard. But these aren't just signs of a busy schedule, they are red flags. They're indicators that your health, your real, actual health, needs your attention and probably pretty urgently.
Okay, but here's the good news. This is the hopeful part. Recognizing the problem is huge. But what's next? Well, thankfully, there's a clear, structured path to recovery. Let's walk through what that actually looks like.
So recovery isn't just one magic fix. It's a whole-person approach. First, you've got to address the mind. That means things like therapy. CBT is a great tool for this, to help you reframe your thoughts. Second, it's about the body. You have to restore that sense of calm with things like mindfulness and getting back to basics: sleep, exercise, good food. And third, it's about your life and your environment. This is where you learn to set real boundaries, manage your work smarter, and actually lean on your family and friends for support. It's a full plan to rebuild yourself from the ground up.
You see, this whole process, it's about way more than just surviving. It's about actually reclaiming your energy, your life, and finding a balance that you can actually maintain. It really is a new beginning.
So if you take one thing away from our time together today, please let it be this. Burnout does not have to be your forever. I know it can feel completely overwhelming, like it's never going to end. But with the right support, regaining your energy, your focus, and your motivation is absolutely 100% possible. And I want to leave you with one final thought, something you can actually do. Recovery always starts with one small step. So just think about it for a second. What is one small, tiny boundary you can set for yourself today to protect your energy? Maybe it's deciding you're not checking work emails after dinner. Or maybe it's just taking a real 10-minute break away from your screen. Whatever it is, that one small thing can be the start of everything. Thanks for being here.